Part 1. The heiress was done putting up with it. She kicked her cheating husband to the curb. At the gala, Trent's childhood sweetheart Luna once again wound her arm through his in front of everyone and cooed at him, the two of them wrapped up in each other. "Trent, do I look pretty tonight?" "Gorgeous." They acted as though I were invisible. Even worse, Luna shot me a sideways glance before melting against Trent like silk. A stranger would have sworn they were the couple. As Trent's wife, I decided to give them exactly what they wanted. Smiling, I lifted a glass of red wine from the table, walked over, and, under every glittering eye in the room, hurled the wine straight into their faces. Trent roared, drenched in crimson, "Vivian, have you lost your mind?" "Ah!" Luna shrieked, on the verge of collapse, red rivulets streaking down her cheeks and splattering onto her white evening gown. She loved playing the delicate innocent, and the snow-white bodice was now a blooming rose of scarlet, her makeup, her image, ruined in one slap of liquid. Before we go on, please subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you're listening. 1. Luna quivered with rage, tears spurting as she whimpered, "Trent." Trent's pride was in shreds, but he fought to keep control. He shrugged out of his tux jacket, draped it over her shoulders, and told his assistant to take her backstage. "Sorry, everyone, just a silly misunderstanding, nothing more." The guests had seen it all before, most simply looked the other way. Since I'd struck, I had no intention of letting them off lightly. I stepped in front of the assistant, blocking Luna, and locked eyes with Trent. A misunderstanding? What exactly did I misread? You two were pawing each other in full view, closer than husband and wife. May I ask, what exactly is your relationship? Stop the nonsense. You're imagining things. Luna's just my little sister. He lost his temper and seized my wrist. Unfazed by his volcanic glare, I gave a cold laugh. Correct me if I'm wrong, but your last name is Fox and hers is Sterling. Just what kind of sister is that? Explain. That's enough. Come with me. Unable to bear the whispers a second longer, Trent yanked me toward the exit. Over his shoulder he nodded to the crowd. Sorry for the disturbance, please enjoy yourselves. He dragged me through the marble foyer and down the front steps, so roughly I almost tripped. Around a deserted corner he flung my arm away, his face so dark it looked ready to stab holes through me. Are you finished making a scene? Making up lies in front of everyone, don't you care how humiliating this is? I laughed outright. Humiliation? He and his darling sister had shredded my dignity ages ago. Photos of them holding hands, clips of their private dinners, spoon-feeding each other, had already raced through Riverdale's elite gossip feeds, screen grabs everywhere. At our wedding, Luna had hurled herself into his arms sobbing, "Trent, no, you promised you'd marry me when I grew up. Why are you breaking your word and marrying someone else?" I still remember what he told her. I'd stepped out of my wedding gown and gone looking for him. Through the gap in the dressing room door I saw him cradle her against his chest. "Don't cry, silly girl. You'll break my heart." "Hush, no one can compare to you. I don't want you marrying another woman. It's only a strategic marriage, sweetheart. Don't worry, you're the only one I love. She's just a pawn. Once the partnership's cemented, I'll throw her away." Ridiculous, isn't it? A man pining for his childhood love, who then marries a woman he doesn't give a damn about for the sake of the family balance sheet. Right then I didn't know whether to feel lucky or pitiful. Lucky I'd learned his secret early and kept my heart locked away. Pitiful I'd married such a man and once nurtured the ridiculous hope we might grow old together in harmony. Part 2. In terms of money, power, and pedigree, the Vance family is every bit the Fox family's equal. Luckily for me, Trent doesn't run Fox Holdings yet. When the South Riverdale development went out to bid, the project required over $3 billion. To guarantee the win, the Fox clan approached us for an alliance. A strategic marriage between our families made perfect sense, mutual benefit, icing on the cake. If I'd known before the wedding that his heart belonged to Luna, I would never have agreed to be a pawn on their board. But I found out too late. Calling off the ceremony would have disgraced the Vance name, so I swallowed every insult. Now the complex is built, the equity stake my family negotiated is in our pocket, and I don't have to swallow anything more. Whether I'm spitting lies, you know better than anyone, Trent. Don't make me despise you. What are you saying? He still hadn't caught up. I rubbed the bruised bracelet of skin he'd left on my wrist. Nothing much, just a friendly reminder. As long as I'm your legally wedded wife, your so-called little sister will not parade over my head. Unless, I deliberately let the sentence hang. Trent bit. Unless what? Unless we divorce and you marry her. Until that day, I will make her life hell. With that I walked away, schooling myself to stay cool, no need to rush. He would have to comfort Luna, and the more he pampered her, the sooner I'd get what I wanted. The moment Eleanor heard, she phoned to berate me. What's gotten into you? I'll menstruate a little, it's nothing. He's your husband, your sky. In public you shield him, you don't yank the rug out. I always thought you were sensible and filial, but I was wrong. Once you marry, you drop your Vance habits and learn to please your man. Translation, everything was my fault. Her son could philander, and I was supposed to applaud. Where's the logic? I'd only myself to blame. For 3 years, no matter how cold Trent was, I'd been the perfect daughter-in-law, polite, docile, leading her to think I was pushover material. And quit that job of yours, the Fox family doesn't need your pennies. Stay home, give us an heir, that's what matters. Once there's a child, everything changes. Eleanor pontificated until I laughed out loud. My own company, quit? Where did she harvest the confidence to order me around? Because I stayed silent, she assumed consent. Women like her, coddled in their gilded cages, have forgotten that modern women earn their own money and own their own minds. Turn me into a Fox baby machine? Dream on. What are you laughing at? Did you hear a word I said? Not time to show my cards yet. I let her finish. Sorry, I lost my temper. I'll be more careful. Good. Remember, soothe him with sweet words when you get home, men love that. Part 3. Trent and I had signed a prenup, so at least that hurdle was cleared. Sure enough, he didn't come home that night. 3 nights in a row, he stayed away. Maybe he was sulking, maybe waiting for me to crawl back. Either way, I no longer cared. I told Joanna to hire I to tail him and harvest every scrap of proof of his cheating. Right then Leo, Trent's best friend, marched into my office, rode the elevator straight up, and asked without preamble, I hear you're divorcing Trent. His gaze pinned me, searching my face for the tiniest twitch. Where did you pick up that rumor? We're blissful, I lied. Until the decree is stamped, I won't signal my intentions to anyone. Quinn, Leo is Trent's friend. For him to seek me out was already odd. Leo planted both hands on my desk and leaned in. No use hiding. Trent was drunk, he told me himself. I gave a soft laugh. You take a drunkard's babble seriously? Testing the waters, was he? Trent, using your buddy as a probe, how imaginative. I stood, all levity gone. Since you're here, Ellis, an old college favor, spare me the spin. What is he to Luna? Is she the little bird he keeps on the side? Leo looked away. So I nailed it? Cornered, he hesitated, then began. The Sterlings used to live right across from the old Fox estate. After the patriarch died, the 3 brothers carved up the fortune, the eldest kept the house. Luna's father, the 3rd brother, moved out years ago. Later Sterling lost his shirt and mortgaged the place. I'd already read the report, it matched what I knew. Luna was in our school from elementary through high school, 2 grades below. She's been glued to Trent since we were kids, no secret, we all thought he'd marry her. They posted couple photos nonstop. When Trent graduated college he even bought her a promise ring, inside band engraved with their initials and 1314. We had a pool going. The day Luna came back from boarding school, Trent would propose. Then, boom, he married you. He watched my face as he spoke, as if I'd bulldozed their romance. So if I hadn't barged in, he'd have married Luna, right? Leo lifted a brow. Not necessarily. The Sterlings are a shadow of what they were. If it hadn't been you, it would have been someone else. I came to ask, do you really want a divorce? Instinctively, I blurted out, what is it? He couldn't help chuckling softly. To be precise, Luna isn't really a Sterling. Old man Sterling desperately wanted a granddaughter, but all 3 of his sons produced boys, 5 grandsons in a row, roots and no blossoms. To humor the old man and edge himself closer to a bigger slice of the inheritance, Sterling adopted a little girl from an orphanage. Luna's even the name the old man gave her. I'm not telling you this so you'll feel sorry for her. If she'd just lower her gaze a notch, she'd have no trouble finding a husband. I stared at Leo, not understanding why he was telling me this. Did he like Luna too? He certainly didn't look the part. Riley, why are you telling me this? No problem. Oh, right, Trent's been staying at 103 Lakeside Cove. Feel free to drop by whenever you like, you'll get more than you bargained for. I won't interrupt your work any longer, good luck. With a meaningful smile, Leo walked away. These past days Trent had made it obvious he was freezing me out. He wouldn't pick up my calls, wouldn't answer my messages. Trent's mother phoned every so often to pile on the pressure, telling me to swallow my pride and coax her son home. Alex, the morning the Fox Group held its weekly executive meeting, I chose that exact hour, dossier in hand, and led my people straight to the love nest Trent and Luna had built. The address Leo had given me was correct, 103 Lakeside Cove. Trent had treated Luna well. The condo was one elevator, one unit, privacy guaranteed, perfect for what I had in mind. Luna was home alone, dressed in a silk slip, lounging on the sofa, snacking and binge-watching her drama. Hearing the commotion, she spun around, saw me walk in with a dozen people behind me, shuddered, and the snacks in her lap spilled across the floor. She scrambled to her feet, eyes wide with alarm. Why are you here? What do you want? I looked her up and down with disgust. The thin fabric hinted she was probably wearing nothing underneath, probably one of their bedroom games. I'm not here for you, you don't interest me. Where's Trent? Tell him to get out here. I knew perfectly well he wasn't home, I said it purely for effect. He went to the office, she stammered, backing away. Watching her cower, I swept my gaze around the living room. The decor was actually tasteful, sterling dynasty elegance, easily 400 grand sunk into it, furniture and appliances top tier, even more refined than my own place, just a tad smaller. Even the robot vacuum was the same brand I used. No wonder Trent rarely discussed household matters with me, yet once asked which brand our vacuum was. He'd been saving that little barb for later. Call him. Tell him I'm here waiting. If he doesn't show in 30 minutes, I'll have my men toss you out on the sidewalk so the whole city can see exactly what Trent's little mistress looks like. You see, can't do this to me. I'm not Trent's mistress. If it weren't for you, he would have married me. Luna forced the words out, voice brittle. Cut the crap. Jamie, do not test my patience. I'd timed everything precisely. I only wondered whether Trent would abandon his precious Monday morning meeting when the call came through. If you dare lay a hand on me, Trent will never forgive you. I didn't bother hiding my contempt. I picked up her phone from the sofa and pitched it at her. 27 minutes left. Keep babbling and I'll have you dragged out right now, half naked, snacks still on your knees. Let's see how many phones come out for the show. Want to find out? Any one of these 4 bodyguards can lift you like a chicken. I flicked my fingers. 4 burly men stepped forward and formed a wall. The color drained from Luna's face, she collapsed onto the carpet and dialed Trent instantly. Trent dropped everything, raced out of the meeting, and made the 20-plus minute drive in under 15, apparently terrified I'd eat his sweetheart alive. Leo arrived almost at the same time and walked in right behind him. One after the other, the 2 men stormed through the door. Trent spotted Luna slumped on the floor, clothes disheveled, sobbing prettily, and exploded. Vivian, he roared, swinging at me. Fortunately my bodyguards weren't ornamental, they intercepted him in a heartbeat. Leo rushed forward and yanked him back. Cool it. First check if she's hurt. That reminder sent Trent dropping to his knees to examine Luna. I'd stayed 2 meters away the entire time to forestall any claim that I'd laid a finger on her. At most I'd scared her with words, there wasn't a scratch on her. Luna's tears fell like pearls. She flung herself into Trent's arms, all grievance. Trent, I was so scared. Shoo, I'm here, he soothed, glaring at me. You lunatic, what the hell do you want? I already told you, unless we divorce, I will make her life a living hell. Fine. Divorce it is. Trent snarled through clenched teeth. He let go of Luna, patted her hand, helped her to her feet, strode to the bedroom, grabbed the documents, and barked, let's go, Civil Affairs Office, right now. Hell-bent on divorce? Have it your way, Trent. Hear this, whoever backs out is a coward. There was no point keeping up the act. We marched downstairs and into separate cars, Rowan shadowing Trent, and sped to City Hall. I stepped out just in time to see Trent striding inside, phone to ear, calling in a favor. Thanks to whoever he reached, the paperwork sped through, application filled, clerk smiling, until we were told there was still a 30-day cooling-off period. Trent couldn't stomach the wait. He dialed another number. I don't know what the voice on the other end said, but he slammed his fist on the clerk's desk in frustration, making the poor woman jump. She shot me a sympathetic glance. I rose, looked straight into his rage, and gave him my sweetest smile of victory. Seems our marriage gets to drag on a little longer. Pity you can't be rid of me today. Trent lost it right there in public. Don't get cocky. This divorce is happening. 1 more month, if you don't show, I'll drag you here myself. How childish. I couldn't wait to be rid of him either. He wasn't exactly a prize. Still ranting, he warned, you'd better stay away from Luna. If you touch her again, don't blame me for what I do. Touch her? In this day and age? Lay a finger on me and you'll be eating jail food, Mr. Fox. Even you aren't above the law. I offered that advice politely, nodded goodbye to the clerk, and walked out without a backward glance. I went straight back to the house Trent's family had bought for us, rounded up everything that belonged to me, and moved out that same day. The next morning I showed up at my parents' home. Dad, Mom, Victor, I'm divorcing Trent. All 3 were there. Mom almost dropped her teacup. Dad and Victor swiveled toward me in unison. What happened? Vivi. What are you saying? Married couples argue, nothing unusual. Dad chimed in, all marriages hit rough patches. Don't let a spat push you to divorce. He cheated. What? Cheating? Are you sure it isn't a misunderstanding? No mistake. I have proof. I produced the evidence and handed it over. Still disbelieving, Mom and Dad exchanged glances, puzzled by the flash drive. Victor fetched a laptop, plugged it in, and the clip began. Trent, a towel around his waist, stepping out of a bathroom, drying his hair, speaking to someone off-screen. Moments later a woman in a red silk slip appeared, they embraced, sank onto the bed, and the footage turned graphic. Victor hit pause and looked grimly at our parents. Your call. Divorce the bastard. After everything the Van Cess did for him, shameless. Dad thundered. Mom rushed over, wrapped an arm around me, eyes brimming. When did this happen? Isn't that girl his childhood? His little sweetheart. Victor, come to the study, we'll work out how to transfer our stake in the South River project. Didn't Sam say he wanted in? Let's draft an offer. On it, Dad. From what I hear, the Changs are interested too. Trent, occupied with his sweetheart, kept Luna glued to his side these days, apparently terrified I'd do something rash. As for the divorce, he breathed not a word to anyone. I figured he feared the scandal, bad press, stock plunge, his parents' wrath, any of which could derail the split. The private clip of Trent and Luna tangled in bed began circulating through Riverdale's elite gossip channels, faces pixelated, but anyone who knew them recognized their profiles. During a weekend party at a private club, someone accidentally cast the video onto the ballroom screen. The image froze, zoomed in, and the crowd gasped in delighted horror. Whoa, explicit. Who's the chick? No idea. Look, she has a mole on her neck, swear I've seen her somewhere. Another guest leaned in, voice low. I'm pretty sure Trent's close friend has a mole in that exact spot. Now that you mention it, I remember, the guy in that video. Could it be young Mr. Fox? Impossible. There's no way Trent would let himself get filmed in something that private. I heard that at the gala last month his wife publicly humiliated him, splashed wine right in his face and the soulmate he keeps claiming? Please, just a homewrecker. One of Luna's closest girlfriends fired off a text the instant the clip hit the gossip feed. Luna, what's going on? A video of you and Trent just leaked. What video? Luna still hadn't grasped how serious this was. Her friend snapped a screen grab of the playback and forwarded it. Luna's face blanched. How on earth had her bedroom intimacy with Trent been broadcast? Who? Who had planted a hidden camera in their room, trying to destroy her? If Charles and Eleanor saw this, she didn't dare think. She speed-dialed Trent. It had to be Vivian, had to be. Trent, I can't go on, Vivian, she came after you again? That lunatic. Stay put, I'm coming right now. No. Someone hid a camera in our bedroom, our lovemaking's all over the internet. It must be her, definitely her. Trent, I'm ruined, I can't face anyone. Terrified Luna might do something rash, Trent sprinted toward the elevator, only to run into his father. Where are you running off to now? Charles blocked the door. Dad, something urgent's come up. Follow me first. I need answers. The rest can wait. With no escape, Trent trailed Charles into the chairman's office. The moment the door shut, Charles swung, a vicious slap that snapped Trent's head sideways. You reckless idiot. What did I tell you? Did it all go in one ear and out the other? That adopted girl from the Sterling family, she's worth what, exactly, to you, to Fox Holdings? You're out of your mind over her, ain't Dad? Did Vivian say something to you? Shut it. You've disgraced the Sterling girl and yourself, the whole city's talking. Look. Charles unlocked his phone, the stills from the hidden camera footage, Luna pinned beneath Trent, intimate parts pixelated, filled the screen. One frame captured Trent's profile in clear outline. For a moment his blood froze, his ears roaring. Finally he croaked, Dad, The phone buzzed again, Luna. Charles's glare sliced through him, he killed the call. Look how that woman clings, she's got you on a leash. It's not like that. Let me explain. Save it. I left you alone because I thought you still had promise. Your brother Julian's young, still at Wharton, I wanted you to set an example. I was wrong. I gave you too much power too soon. One woman turns your brain to mush, you can't tell scandal from strategy, and now half Riverdale's laughing at the Fox name. Trent hung his head under the tirade. Charles kept hammering, iron disappointed it couldn't turn to steel. Whatever it takes, cut that girl off, clean, fast. If the Vance family catches wind before you fix this and our joint deals tank, I'll throw you out of Fox Holdings myself. You'll be nothing. Hear me? Trent's mind reeled. He said nothing about the quiet divorce countdown or his suspicion that Vivian had orchestrated the leak, payback for the day at City Hall when she'd looked smugly untouchable. She'd plotted a masterstroke, harnessed public outrage to force him to dump Luna, then watch him crawl. Dream on, he wouldn't give her the satisfaction. Back in his office he dialed Leo. Help me hit Vivian, this woman's gone too far. Hold up, she's still your wife and you want me to retaliate? Get it done and the McLaren's yours, keys in your hand. Tell me the plan. But illegal's off the table, I'm not trading a sports car for prison time. Relax, I'm not hiring a hitman. Just find a model, handsome, charming, to seduce her. Document every kiss, every hotel key, send me photos. I'll sling the same mud she's flinging. For once a man volunteered to be cuckolded. Leo was speechless. By the calendar, Trent and Vivian were halfway through Riverdale's mandatory cooling off, 3 weeks down, 3 to go. You still want that divorce? Wants it? She's sabotaging me while filing, got Dad breathing down my neck, forcing me to ditch Luna. Well, she travels with bodyguards now, close, tight, impossible to corner. A pretty boy is my only angle. I'll ruin her reputation the way she's ruining mine. 9. The call ended, Leo ignored Trent's instructions. He knew exactly what Vivian had or hadn't done, because the pinhole hidden camera in Trent's bedroom had been installed on his order, the clip seeded to gossip sites by his people. Back in college he and Victor had shared an elective. When Vivian enrolled the next year, her first day at the gym still glowed in his memory, Victor leading the Cardinals squad through practice, Leo managing logistics as student body VP. He'd shown up late and found his seat claimed by a girl cheering, "Let's go, bro. Drive the lane, I've got money on you." Sunlit, fearless, she'd laughed and clapped, pure energy. Later he learned she was Victor's sister. He'd tried to approach, only to watch her turn down every suitor with a polite, "No campus romance for me." Yet days after graduation she'd signed the strategic marriage papers. Busy years followed. He dug out a number. Sean? Well, Sterling himself remembers my existence. Sean, his old roommate, now an executive at a local firm, stayed in touch. Spare me. I need a favor. Name it. I want a Saturday night reunion, friends who are still in Riverdale, guys and girls. Use your name, I'll cover the bill. Lakeside Hotel, East End. Leo chose the venue knowingly, sterling property, water on 3 sides, skyline views, a block from the restored Art Deco theater. Sean loved the idea. I'll start the calls. Group chat coming up. After hanging, Leo texted Victor's number to Sean with a reminder, invite his little sister, Vivian's an alum too. Sean grinned, he remembered the crush Leo never admitted. Hadn't Vivian already married? 10. Luna slit her wrists. The paramedics rushed her to St. Gabriel's. The doctor said the blade missed the artery. Luck. 1 millimeter deeper and her left hand would be useless. Trent reached the ward as Luna lay unconscious, foreneedled into her right arm, thick gauze blooming crimson around her wrist. Color had drained from her face. The part-time caregiver stood and briefed him on orders on how the scene had unfolded. Scared me half to death. Sterling had locked the bathroom. When I forced the door, blood all over the tiles. Still gives me chills. Thank you, Riley, Trent said quietly. No trouble at all. Please stay close, she's been down a long while. The woman gathered her bag and left. Trent sat until the 4 finished. Luna hadn't stirred when the Sterling family stormed in. Her 2 older brothers seized Trent by the collar before he could speak. Explain this. Our sister was fine, what did you do? Their mother rushed to the bedside, wailing, drawing stairs from the corridor. Why would Luna want to die? She's adored you since middle school, we couldn't stop her. She followed you with no name, no claim. What more did she want? Whoever raises a child owns the heartbreak, Casey. The Sterlings had treated Luna kindly, she, in turn, filial, except on one point, their demand she cut ties with Trent. She refused. When he married another she still chased him, her father's shame had nearly ended in disownment. Pressed by Charles to keep the scandal quiet, Trent offered no answers. The brothers' fury rose, fists half-cocked. In the end, the nurse on duty stepped in and warned the Sterling family that this was a hospital, not a boxing ring, and if they kept screaming she would call the police. Only then did they pipe down. Their uproar had already woken Luna. She lay pale and spent on the bed, gaze fixed on Trent while tears rolled non-stop. Trent, shush, sweetheart, her mother soothed from the side. Luna squeezed her eyes shut, the tears soaked the pillow. Mom, take brother and wait outside. I need to speak to him. Her mother studied her daughter for a second, nodded, and ushered her son out. Quiet returned to the room. Trent stepped forward, heart aching. He bent over and gently held the hand that had just come off the floor. An emotional tear slipped free. I'm sorry, I failed to protect you. It's not your fault, I couldn't think straight, Trent. If I'd died, he hugged her fiercely. No. Never. I won't let you die, you silly girl. Give me a few more days, just a few. I'll divorce that shrew, and then I'll be free. No one will block us. We'll move abroad and get married. Didn't you say you love France? We'll go to France. 11. The day Trent and I were scheduled to pick up the divorce decree was drawing near when I heard Luna had slit her wrist. Love, you can't see it, you can't touch it. What on earth is it, anyway? I guess I'll never understand. Is any man worth that much sacrifice? Agreeing to the strategic marriage at the time had been reckless. I'd figured a husband was a husband. Only after the wedding did I learn how hard married life could be. The Fox household overflowed with rules. Move into the ancestral home for every New Year's, 1st and 15th of each month, and all major holidays, meals, showers, even bedtime were scheduled. No sleeping in on weekends, outings required Eleanor's approval, and every night I had to share a bed with Trent. I'd almost forgotten how I survived those years. A classmate in town threw an alumni reunion. My brother accepted and took me along. There I met a dozen old classmates, all thriving in different industries. One even brought her child, a stunning little girl about 5 with huge, fearless eyes. Her nickname was Yuya. She called every adult uncle, aunt, or grandpa with such charm that everyone sent red envelopes on WhatsApp as pocket money gifts. We chatted about our careers, marriages, and lives since graduation, erupting into laughter every few minutes. When we arrived, 3 classmates dragged Victor off to catch up. I was seated beside Yuya's mother, with Leo on my other side. He ate quietly, nodding or chuckling whenever someone cracked a joke. After a few rounds of drinks, some of the guys turned louder, teasing each other. Remember how you snored? Drove us crazy freshman year, then we got used to it and missed the sound during break. The table erupted, the accused alum blushed. Who remembers our campus belle? Where is she now? You mean Tanya? She and Changbo dated 5 years, but her parents broke them up. Last year she married a local civil servant. Some clucked in pity, others sighed. Want fresh air? I know a viewing deck nearby, Leo murmured. I glanced at my brother, still deep in conversation, then nodded. He led me upstairs to a glass-walled sunroom on the hotel roof. I looked around, surprised. Are ordinary guests allowed up here? I come often, he said, boiling water, producing a tea set. Jasmine, green, lapsang, mandarin pu'er, what do you fancy? Jasmine. Steam rose, the fragrance diffused into the night. He filled a cup and slid it toward me. Old friend natural. 12. By some unspoken pact, neither of us mentioned Trent. Below, Riverdale glittered, rivers of streetlights stitched the city into a quieter quilt. I remember you cheering Victor on at basketball practice, he said. Ponytail shining, like a miniature sun. Half the guys had quiet crushes. Really? I flushed, laughing. Those days felt distant. 2 cups, a stretch of skyline, then we descended. Most classmates were tipsy or worse, people ordered rideshares. Victor was woozy. Leo helped me ease him into the back seat, then offered to drive us home, but I declined. After we pulled away, Victor straightened, eyeing me. That kid's got it bad for you. Impossible. Leo, fancy me? I was still his best friend's wife, even if the marriage was ending. Time flew. Monday morning Trent and I signed the papers. No quarrel, no lingering. The moment the clerk stamped the decree, a chain snapped. Trent lifted the booklet in relief. From now on, we're strangers. Exactly what I wanted, too. Outside the bureau Luna was waiting. I glanced at her and told Trent, treasure what you have, you two grew up together. May you register soon. I won't drink your wedding toast. I paused. And the stuff I left at the Fox Mansion? Toss it, I don't want it back. I strode past Luna and climbed into Joanna's car. Through the window I saw her fling herself into Trent's arms, crying with joy. They're not going straight in? Joanna asked. Who knows, maybe they need a lucky date. My phone rang, my former mother-in-law, speaker on. Vivian, I found this fertility guru for you since you haven't conceived. I cut in. Sorry, Eleanor, I just divorced your son. What? Asked Trent, sorry I spoiled the surprise. Thanks for 3 years of care, but you can stop now. Goodbye. 13. Within hours Riverdale's gossip lines blazed, the Fox heir and the Vance heiress were finished. Charles Fox's phone rang off the hook. Was cooperation over? How would they split the new South District project equity? And a clip of Trent's bedroom escapades with another woman was circulating, proof irrefutable. Charles summoned Trent by messenger. Luna wanted to tag along, but he patted her off, told her to wait, and drove to the mansion. The moment he stepped inside, a teacup smashed into his forehead. Charles roared, worthless brat. I told you to drop the girl, you instead divorce your wife, defying me before I even hand over the empire. Trying to kill me early? Dad, don't dad me. You stabbed me in the back. If outsiders hadn't called, I'd still be in the dark. You think a Vance bride is easy to get. Charles's wife reached to calm him. He jabbed a finger at her. And you, spoiling son. The Vances set our thresholds too high, they're unworthy. Which of your stuck-up lectures did that? Eleanor shrank. But Dad, from today, you're banned from the office. Out. You're no son of mine. Next morning Charles learned that Vance Group had sold its South District stake to Sam. He phoned Emery in a fury. You can't do this. Emery laughed coldly. I can't. Your son kept my daughter in a 3-year desert. I didn't have him clipped out of respect. But sell my own shares? That freedom's mine. Guess what? I just unloaded the office tower next door as well. To whom? Charles smelled disaster. Back when we were both bidding for that South Riverdale parcel, Ching asked me to pass you a message. You've got 3 days to get your people out of the building. If you don't, he won't be as civil as I am. That's it. I'm hanging up. Sam, the Ching family and the Fox family had been corporate rivals for years, always at each other's throats. The call enraged Charles so badly that he collapsed. 14. Trent's mother stormed into my office, begging me to remarry her son. Vivi, please, give Trent another chance. It was me, no, I was the one who didn't think things through. I made you suffer. I'm sorry, I was wrong. I'll change, I swear. If you don't want children, that's fine too. She reached for my hand as she spoke. I stepped out of reach. As long as you and Trent are together, I'll take care of that Luna myself. You won't have to lift a finger. This wasn't like her, she'd never spoken to me so humbly before. The Fox family had chained me for 3 years. I'd finally broken free and felt reborn. Go back? Not unless I'd lost my mind. I was arrogant and unfair to you, Vivi. Don't hold it against me. From now on I'll make sure Trent treats you right. No matter how pretty her words, I stayed cold. I signaled Joanna, who stood nearby, to call Trent and come collect his mother. Barely a few days had passed, yet Trent looked haggard, eyes sunken, stubble thick, clothes rumpled. His mother clutched his arm, pushing him to apologize to me. Trent opened his mouth. I cut him off, voice icy. Next time I won't be this polite. Joanna, handle it. I turned away, even looking at him felt like bad luck. Joanna stayed behind, smiling as she ushered the pair out. At the doorway she landed one last jab. Mr. Fox, seriously, a real man knows when to fold. Bringing your mommy to cause a scene in our offices, classy, huh? We're all adults here, no right from wrong. Pull this again and I'll have to call the cops. Trent's face flushed white, then green. His mother tried to argue, but he dragged her away. Charles's condition worsened, he was admitted to the hospital. Trent's half-brother Julian flew home from overseas, stepped straight into Trent's old role as CEO, and, to everyone's shock, Luna announced she was pregnant. Eleanor had craved a grandchild, but when Luna waved the positive test on her doorstep, the old woman nearly fainted. What sin did I commit? Get out. Auntie, I'm carrying Trent's baby. Don't you dare. I don't recognize it, you shameless girl. You wrecked my home. Think I don't see your game? Baby trap Trent into marriage? Dream on. While I'm alive you'll never set foot in this family. She ordered the housekeeper to throw Luna out. In the scuffle Luna slipped and fell. Trent arrived to find her on the ground, face twisted in pain, hands clutching her belly, blood pooling beneath her. Luna miscarried. When Charles heard, he cursed Trent so violently he suffered a cerebral hemorrhage and was rushed into surgery. They saved him, but he woke up aphasic and vacant, facing months of rehab. 15. Graham, Fox Holdings' second largest shareholder and Trent's cousin uncle, seized the moment, taking the chairman's gavel. His first act, fired Julian as CEO, citing Trent's divorce, the reputational tailspin, and losses to other shareholders. The new chairman convened the board. The vote was unanimous, boot Trent and Charles off the board for good. The Fox dynasty had fallen. Charles lay in his hospital bed, unaware. Eleanor kept vigil, weeping daily, aging before everyone's eyes, spots and wrinkles blooming across her face. The Sterling family stormed the gates, demanding an explanation from Trent. Eleanor swore Luna would never be accepted, the girl was a curse. If not for her seducing Trent into cheating, the family wouldn't lie in ruins, husband half dead, home broken. Should Trent defy her and marry Luna, she'd hang herself with her own rope. Wave after wave of scandal broke over Trent. Exhausted, he remembered Vivian's strength. Apart from her fierce war over Luna, she had never let family duties trouble him. His parents had adored her as a daughter. Gradually he abandoned the idea of marrying Luna. He paid the Sterlings a fat settlement and signed the Lakeshore Cove mansion over to Luna. Silenced by the payout, the Sterlings withdrew. Luna recovered, nursing bitterness. She waylaid Trent outside the hospital. Seeing his crumpled clothes and hollow stare, she felt her last hope die. You really won't marry me? After nights spent nursing his paralyzed father, Trent had no fight left. Look around. For you I almost lost everything. My dad's still in that bed. Let's end this. End it? Just like that? I lost your child, don't you care? I've loved you since we were kids. I gave you years without a name, and now you toss me aside? Where's your conscience? She sobbed, grabbing his collar, scratching, punching. Trent stood there, taking every slap. The hospital entrance filled with onlookers, whispers, pointing fingers. When her strength ran out, she glared at the scratches she'd left on his cheek, slapped him one last time so hard her palm stung, screamed "I hate you," and fled in tears. 16. I ran into Trent again at a college friend's wedding. Leo, best man, insisted I come as his date. Yes, we're together. The day after my divorce, he marched his parents to my door to propose, catching me completely off guard. I said I wasn't ready. In front of both sets of parents, he dropped to one knee and confessed he'd fallen for me back in college, would marry no one else. I blushed crimson and tugged him up. He refused to budge until I said yes. My brother added fuel to the fire, urging me to try. I agreed to date first. For 3 months he picked me up every single day, surprised me with little gifts, called while traveling, brought presents home. We became official. Leo caught the bride's bouquet and presented it to me amid cheers. Laughing, I accepted. As the MC called everyone's attention back to the newlyweds, I walked Leo toward the changing room, and we met Trent in the corridor. He stared, gaze darting between Leo and me. You too. Leo stepped in front of me. Exactly what you see, Vivi and I are together. Trent swung at Leo, cursing. I was an idiot to call you brother, you stabbed me in the back. Leo fought back. I've wanted to knock sense into you for years, Fox. Afraid Leo would be hurt, I ran for help. By the time I returned with reinforcements, the fight was over. Trent sat on the floor, dazed, blood dripping from his nose. Leo stood with his back to us. Not everyone's a hypocrite like you. Vivi never wronged you. I waited until you were divorced. You're blind and arrogant. You earned every bit of this mess, call it karma. I tugged Leo's sleeve. Forget him. Don't you need to change? Let's go. The friends I'd fetched sorted out Trent's identity from Leo's words, their contempt poured over him like salt. So this is the jerk who dumped our junior. Trash. Come on, Leo's fine. Let's get back to the reception. Where's Victor? Big shots, probably tied up. If he were here we wouldn't have had to come. 1 year later Leo and I walked down the aisle ourselves. Seasons turned, we stayed madly in love, raising a son and a daughter who grew up before we knew it. As for that man, Leo heard through the grapevine that after Charles became a vegetable, distant branches of the Fox clan banded together to push Trent out and swallow what remained of their fortune. Years of ugly fights left everyone bruised and the company in chaos. After Charles died, Eleanor's health failed, she followed him within 2 years. Julian turned on Trent in a savage lawsuit over the remnants. Later, well, we stopped caring. May we walk on together, hand in hand, our children and family safe year after year. The end. Thanks for listening to today's story. If you enjoyed it, please like and share. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more tales. See you next time.